Okay, so yes, this whole idea of making images of Jesus, of making any, in this case, I would say how the Muslims are not allowed to make any images of Allah, and because of respect, right? And in that sense, I agree with them. We're not supposed to make any images because it creates this mental image, and like when you close your eyes and you pray, that is what you see. That is what you're praying to. Okay, like you see these mountains, these trains. It creates for you an image of what it looks like here, and then if there's another area where it's flat, but this is all you have in mind, and this is then what you see. And when somebody else says something different about that area, it's like say, take Nagaland for example. Dimapur is in a flat valley, while the capital Kohima is up in the mountains. Now I'm now in the moment in Mizoram, but I'm not using Mizoram as an example because thus far everything I've seen of Mizoram is mountains. I haven't seen any flat areas in Mizoram, right? Maybe there is, but in Nagaland I've seen. Okay, so it's to say that, oh, every place is like Kohima, right? When it's not. There's Dimapur in the valley that's flat. There's no mountains. Okay, so but it creates an image maybe of, oh, it's just a mountain state and no one can live. It creates a wrong impression, a wrong image, and that is always the fear of when we make images of Jesus. Like I said, when you close your eyes, like someone said, when you close your eyes, what do you see? Do you see a beautiful God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, or do you see a long-haired hippie guy that you can relate to? That is a question. And the moment you see a long-haired hippie guy that you can relate to, you know, then you are worshipping false idols, because Jesus was most likely not long-haired and most likely had no beard. I mean, he could have, but most likely not. Right. So yes, you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to bow down to these things and serve them. But that is what we do. Okay. Why? Because God is a jealous God. God is a jealous God. No images that you're supposed to make of Jesus or anything else. Because God's a jealous God. You're afraid of the train. Maybe you need to be more afraid of God than of the train. This morning was last night, I heard of this AI creating something about Cristiano Ronaldo and how he is like this idol and started this new religion and changed the world, and I don't know what kind. I mean, it's AI instead of nonsense. I don't use AI, I don't even know how it works. Old, you know, or maybe just stubborn. But I was like, what? Like he's speaking of this Cristiano Ronaldo as if he's a god. And I told the brother that, you know, in that sense I want to be like Calvin, because he didn't want his name on his grave so that people won't come and make an idol or something out of him. Now luckily there are people who make an idol out of him. It's like, I'm making these videos. Some other mad guy can think, you know, oh wow, that guy was something, and make an idol. I want to be as well buried in an unmarked grave where no one will know where I am, right? Not because I think I'm going to be great or anything, but just in case. Just in case. I don't want people to, in the end, take my bones and pray to it or stuff like that. And people do that. They just look at it. I mean, just the other day, of a tourist who stole a skull from some other church in France and then sent it back after 20 years or something like that. I mean, people stand days in queues to kiss some other bone that might give them children. I mean, gee whiz. And that is in Russia. Not only in Russia, it happens all over the place. We see it so everywhere. Christians worshipping our mental images of Jesus is whatever. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't have the strength, and it feels like to go on. It's like as if you can see it and you can understand. You can't understand. I can't understand sometimes how the brains of Christians work, where they're so illogical. I can understand why atheists laugh at us. I mean, I laugh at atheists because they're illogical, right? Out of nothing came, you know, right? Out of nothing, everything came. That's kind of nonsensical. But at the same time, as Christians, we say we read certain things and we do the exact opposite. And they're like, how long? How long? I mean, isn't it clear? We're not supposed to make any carved images or any likenesses. In heaven, right? That is, who's in heaven? God, ultimately, angels, earth beneath, or the waters under the earth, and worship Him. We can't take that and say, okay, I can't get to see. I don't think you can see it. This rock here is now, when I pray to this rock, I'm not praying to the rock, I'm praying to the God that stands behind the rock kind of idea. I mean, that's nonsense. That's nonsense, right? No, and we do it. We all have our little pet peeves, our little, no, pet peeves, our little gods, little idols, which we just can't. Like if it's our money, if it's our powers, if it's us, there's so many of these things, right? That we just, oh, it's sad. It's just so sad.